Yo, what's going on, everybody? Mr. F, Fantastic Hip Hop, back here with a brand new video, and today we are going to be reviewing Cordae's new album, From a Bird's Eye View. Returning after an over 2-year break from his Grammy-nominated debut album, 2019's The Lost Boy, of course, the former YBN member's next project has been one of the most anticipated albums when it comes to this new dawn of rappers that have emerged in the very late 2010s. With the singles like Super and the Lil Wayne collaboration Sinister showing off the fiery side of the 24-year-old, expectations for this record have been set to the maximum. And guess what? Cordae does not shy away from the moment. After hearing his childhood friend rap over the phone from prison on Shiloh's intro, Cordae welcomes us to this new world he's created with the track Gene Michael. Now, with the song's tame jazz instrumental, the production is smooth and steady, but this is hardly a weakness as it only allows for Cordae's thought provoking verse to be highlighted all the more. From his self conscious lines about his legitimacy as an MC, to the questions regarding if his moral agenda is pure or crooked, to the just straight moments of wisdom that set him apart from a lot of his peers, this opening is fantastic, and it really showcases all of the growth Cordae has gone through as a person and a writer in just a mere 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Following up this moment of pondering and reflection, Cordae continues to show us his growth as a person, but in this instance, how much his pockets and ego have grown on the LP's lead single Sinister. While I usually hate these types of forced trap songs that are meant to be the project's commercial centerpiece, this song is actually pretty empowering between its seamless energy and the tenacity of its beat. Hearing Cordae ultimately take a victory lap on the listener here just works because his flexes are substant, and delivering bars about how he made $7 million without dropping music in 2021 and how he ditched YBN with his high energy here just gives all the more reason to root for the guy. I mean, you can't not like him in moments like these. Inspired by the death of a friend, the remorseful Mama's House attempts to be something much more special than it is, as despite its powerful goals and ideas, Cordae's performance just falls flat with his lyrics sounding just way too watered down and with his flow sounding super choppy. This just causes so many problems, especially where the writing does try to build some sort of substance. It loses all of its momentum because the delivery is just that bad. It's just that off kilter. Now, while the song isn't terrible or unlistenable, it just feels vastly underdeveloped and doesn't offer anything to make it a revisitable experience. Turning the tides quick, Want From Me is a much more layered song where Cordae challenges himself and the listener to examine their circle and try to spot and remove any viceful forces around them. Throughout the song, he uses quotables like, "You be the judge, but ain't no Uncle Phil without Aunt Viv," and goes as far to use, such a moral compass like Jesus Christ to pose the concept of what pure good is. There are really some challenging moments here that if you're in tune with the lyrics, you're going to ask yourself some questions. You are going to think about what Corday is saying. The fact that his pen game can go from being as thought provoking and as layered as here, and then one song earlier can be so watered down is one of my biggest problems with the album, as Cordae's writing level is just so inconsistent. I mean, when he has it, and he is spitting bars. He is spitting well-written tangent lyrics, but when he's not and he's trying to do something simpler or he's just failing, it sounds like, Gunna is rapping. And speaking of Gunna, the song Today straight sucks. Like, this song is just the most basic brain dead anthem I have heard all year so far. And I just reviewed a freaking 20-song Gunna album. Between the bad singing from Cordae, the third grade level writing from him, and the feature from Mr. Push and P himself, this song just makes me never want to listen to music again. If Cordae wanted to put, a big trap song that had, again, like a high commercial artist, a high ticket feature, I don't know why he didn't just put Gifted with Roddy Rich, which is a literal bonus track on this album. It just makes no sense. Now, fortunately, after the 10-second Shiloh's interlude, which is a reprise from, Shiloh in the beginning, who's Cordae's friend, we get another one of the record's high points in C. Carter, which between Cordae's nostalgic writing that focuses on memories from his past, specifically ones that connect to the movie Coach Carter, he puts together a track that's lyrics are so vivid, his bars feel like they are coming to life in your face. Now, there's no overlying connecting story. It's just a bunch of loose bars that kind of connect somehow, and it just you can envision them. Cordae's writing here is very good, and with its smooth but commanding instrumental that feels like a lullaby of some sorts, and Cordae's performance, which is both calculated from the writing aspect and it's a lyrical goldmine. This song just makes you wonder how he managed to go from making something like this to the worst track he has ever made in just a matter of one song. Now, building on this momentum, the topically simple but straight out fun Sinister shows Cordae's ability to rap over a gritty and pulsing beat from Hit Boy while also standing toe to toe with Lil Wayne. Now, just like the bonus track, the Parables remix with Eminem, the 24-year-old Maryland native is not scared to go up against the genre's biggest names, and you could very well argue Cordae outshined both of these legends in these respective moments. Now, Eminem's verse was trash. I don't want to hear it. That Michelle Obama line was just the Obama line was just horrible, and there was just the flow was terrible. People have been defending it. I'm not going to talk about it, nor am I going to include it in the actual score or the actual album experience because it's a bonus track, but it was not good. And Cordae bodied Eminem. Now, Lil Wayne probably outperformed him. I think he did, but Cordae did stand his own against one of the most revered legends in hip hop history. Now, making for one of the weirder moments, but an actual surprise, the assortment of Lil Durk, her, and Cordae makes Chronicles one of the most amazing moments with his shockingly good display of Cordae singing, where he's able to excrete his vocals and also switch his style and release a slew of conscious bars in an absolute blink of an eye. He's able to do so much in just one song. He really shows his versatility, and with singing like this, it just makes me wonder how his singing was so bad earlier in the album. Now, as far as it goes for her and Lil Durk, they build on the song with their different vocal presences and their writings. They're not as concise and cohesive as you would want, but they do stay somewhat consistent with the overall feel, which just makes for a moment that sounds like nothing else that you've heard recently. Serving as the album's collaborative climax, Champagne Glasses offers everything you could ever want in an album's rising action. Cordae looks at his past one more time here, and he toasts to the future in this blissful celebrative-like atmosphere that the track's upscale instrumental does such a fantastic job of creating. Adding more life to this song, a feature from Freddie Gibbs steals the show with his one-of-a-kind vocals that just float over this production and captivating the entire moment in all of its glory. A harmonica outro from the one, the only, the legend Stevie Wonder brings this entire song full circle and sets the album into its final gear perfectly. Finishing the album near perfectly, the soulful Westlake High closes things up masterfully as Cordae raps as a much more honest version of himself here, where he's contextualizing his life to this point and is again toasting to the success his future holds while also looking at all of the pain and suffering he's been through. Now, at this point, it does feel like most of the album's subject matter kind of loops around this same topics of Cordae's life, how he's got here, now he's successful, now he's made it. This outro is still fantastic, although the writing does get very stale on this project. Overall, From a Bird's Eye View is a very good follow-up record that does a pretty good job at building on its predecessor's themes and showcasing Cordae's progression as an artist and lyricist. Besides the interludes, there's really only one song that's flat out bad, and while Cordae really pushes how much he can talk about his come up and sort of self growth to its breaking point here, his performance is still inspiring and predominantly filled with well written moments. For these reasons, I'm going to be giving this album a 7.2 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on this record. Did I rate it too high? Did I rate it too low? Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on that bell to stay updated with our upcoming content. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all so much. Mr. F, Fantastic Hip Hop, signing out. Have a great day. Peace.